It's me, I, she, her, the caramel. What's going on, guys? I am live. I am here. Let's get the review going. What's going on? All right, so we're gonna go ahead and get our review done for Love and Marriage Huntsville, okay? Hello, Melody McFadden. Hello. We are here. Linda Gamble. Hello. Hello, hello, hello. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. I see you guys logging on. All right, let's go ahead and get started with our Love and Marriage Huntsville review. Okay, so this is season 5, as you guys know, episode 3. Okay, yeah, this was a little more interesting versus this whole counseling thing with Dr. Francis. They did show Dr. Francis in them this particular episode, but they're actually leaving the counseling session. So it's not just, they're not just sitting and doing this whole counseling thing with Dr. Francis, okay? It's some other things going on. So we're gonna go ahead and get into it, okay? All right, so the episode, like I said, starts back with Kimmy and Maurice sitting with Dr. Francis, okay, discussing this whole sex conversation with Maurice, because he just seems to not get it, all right? So where Dr. Francis was still explaining to his globed head, y'all know he got a head like a globe, that he cannot force himself on Kimmy. Hello, John. All right, and that she is not his pleasure machine, all right, and that she is his wife, not somebody that he can just jump up and down on when he feels like it, all right? So, all right, so Maurice sees his marriage to Kimmy as I versus we, okay? That is how he sees his wife with Kim, sees his marriage with Kimmy, and it's sad, because it seems like Kimmy is really, really trying. And according to her, they've been to counseling sessions before, and Maurice always gets in the counseling sessions and says, oh, I get it, I get it, I get it. And he just does not get it. So, yeah, and that's what she was trying to tell Dr. Francis, okay? So, my whole thing is this. Maurice seems to be like a sex addict, but I think if he focuses more attention like he does on this whole sexual situation with Kimmy into his businesses, then he will be a little bit more successful in life. That's how I see it, okay? So then Kimmy mentions that this is not the first time, like I said, that they've had some discussions prior to their marriage. They had marital counseling, and they discussed this same situation and or other situations with their marriage. And Kimmy was saying that Maurice always, like I said, get in counseling and say, oh, I get it, I'm going to do better, I'm going to change, things are going to get better, and the situation is still the same, all right? He's very controlling, he's very manipulative, and he always lies, and he's kind of coming off as borderline narcissistic when it comes to he and Kimmy's marriage, and how he likes to be very, I guess, bossy and dictating. He likes to dictate to her, okay? Yeah. So then Dr. Francis says to Maurice that the more you embrace her as a person, the more she'll embrace your desires. I said, oh, that's deep. I like that. So then, of course, Maurice looks confused because, yeah, per usual, that's him. All right, so then Maurice says to Dr. Francis that he has to look at things a little bit more holistically. Okay, he's trying to sound, you know, important here. So then there, Maurice has a confessional where he says that it's about the connection and the bond and not rolling over and going to sleep after sex. That is what he's saying in terms of Kimmy. All right, so then Maurice jokes with Dr. Francis and saying that while Kimmy's sitting looking frustrated, meanwhile, like she's getting real frustrated with Maurice because he's turning everything into a joke, and she's trying to be serious because they have some serious marital issues, okay? And then Maurice is saying that can they use sex as a means of exercise and not just as a bond? That's what Maurice is saying. So then Maurice laughs, and then he looks at Kimmy, and she's kind of looking straight-faced like, yeah, bitch, that's not funny. I'm serious right now. Like, we are here for a counseling session, and you're making it into a joke. All right, so then Dr. Francis, he kind of snickers as to kind of laugh a little bit because, you know, yeah. So, and then my whole mindset was like, boy, just shut your ass up. Like, at the end of the day, you are here for a counseling session. You can visually see that your wife is in a bad place. She's not feeling you in this stupid ass joke that you're trying to make with this whole sexual situation between the two of you. So you might want to grow up before you be losing your wife, because Kimmy is looking very frustrated with his ass at this point. All right. So now, next scene, moving on. Marceau is making raw bacon again. He's cooking breakfast for the couples, okay? for breakfast. All right, I was like, Jesus, why do they keep allowing him to cook? Let Tisha cook. She is the baconologist. We already talked about it. Why is his ass steady jumping in the kitchen trying to cook this raw bacon? Okay, like, bro. All right, so then Tisha and Kimmy, they're sitting at the table having a casual discussion, okay? Upon them talking, Tisha gets a text message from Tiffany, all right? And then the text message from Tiffany to Tisha saying that, hey, we made it home safely and that she had to leave because she had some type of speaking engagement, which we all know is a lie, all right? Because they didn't say bye to anybody. They jumped up before daybreak, packed up, and peeled out, like, real quick. Nobody even knew that they were gone until they text Tisha to say, hey, we're gone. And Tisha's sitting there looking like, what? Because they were waiting on them to actually come out of their room to come and join them for breakfast. But, hey, upon realizing that they had already left, I was just like, damn, really? That's how y'all doing around here? So, of course, like I said, they left the retreat. Tiffany and Lewis left the retreat, all right? Like I said, they done went and put $20 on pump 4, and they done peeled the hell up out of there because they did not want to keep getting that heat from Dr. Francis, because when I tell y'all Dr. Francis was digging in their ass, baby, about their marriage, and they just could not take the heat no more. So, yeah. So, Tiffany then lies, like I said, talking about this speaking engagement, which I feel like if that was the case, why did you not come and address the group before leaving to say, hey, I have a speaking engagement, I gotta leave, and it's at a certain time, so we need to leave now, blah, blah, blah. They did not do that. It was the way that they left and did not say anything to anyone that had everybody kind of puzzled like, oh, okay, they're leaving because they kind of feeling the heat. So Dr. Francis and his wife actually joins the other couples in the kitchen as they're sitting down eating breakfast and asks, hey, where's the Whitlows? You know, upon looking around and seeing everybody else sitting at the table, Tiffany and Lewis was not there, so that sparked Dr. Francis and his wife to ask where they were. Okay, so then Kimmy spoke up and said Tiffany had a speaking engagement back in Huntsville and they had to leave, which Dr. Francis and his wife, they kind of give this look at each other like, yeah, okay. All right, which because they knew that it was a lie. All right, so then Dr. Francis said, oh, that's very convenient, you know, that they would just up and leave like that during the time that Dr. Francis was really trying to get a breakthrough with them. So they just won't feel it no more. They was up out of there, okay? So then, Marceau then thanks Dr. Francis for bringing his wife to assist in the sessions, okay? Kissing ass per usual, because he didn't even want to come in the first place. And like I said in the last review, I feel like he fudged Tisha out on the way there once he found out why they were actually coming to the retreat, because he had already said previous times that he did not want to go to counseling. He was not there for counseling. So that when Kimmy called last episode to say, hey, why are y'all so late? Dr. Francis is waiting on y'all. And then as you see that Tisha got out of the car in a whole different mood, I said, yeah, he must have fussed her out in the car. So now he's thanking Dr. Francis and his wife for, for bringing his wife to the actual session. And he's sitting there smiling and grinning, showing all 87 baby teeth per usual, okay? So then Dr. Francis says to the couples, all right, says that each couple needs to focus on trust, all right? He says that they weren't being 100% truthful, which they were not, all right? And then he questions their honesty, and they all get up and then greet each other after Dr. Francis actually speaks to them about the whole trust issue, okay? All right, so while greeting each other, Dr. Francis, which we know her name to be Miss Marlo Francis now, leans into Tisha as to get ready to hug her, and then they begin to have a side conversation at which Tisha kind of looks guarded whenever Dr. Francis's wife comes to speak to her alone. All right, and so then Dr. Francis's wife says to Tisha, said, you remind me of my younger self back in my younger years. And Tisha was just kind of, like shaking her head like, oh, okay, yeah, like she was kind of agreeing. And then she was telling Tisha that she needs to take care of herself and her goals, all right? And that family grows up and leaves, and that Tisha needs to start living out her dreams. And, and I'm saying like, yeah, go ahead and get that job, girl. You got all these damn degrees. Like, get out of the house. Stop letting Marceau dictate to you and tell you what you need to do, versus you getting out there and living your life. Her kids are growing up. You're going to look around and waste your entire life sitting at home being a beard to Marceau, Yeah. I was just thinking, how does she remind her of her? Like, girl, was you a baconologist back in your day too? Dr. Francis' wife? But we'll go with it, girl. Moving on. So the next scene is Kimmy and Destiny, where they meet up at this like little hand-me-down shop where they appear to be shopping, and ain't none of them bought a damn thing. All right. So then Destiny, of course, like I said, she wasn't buying nothing because she ain't got no damn money. All right, and she still owes all her employees, so she won't buy nothing. She walking around grabbing up all this stuff. She had a shirt and a few more items in her hand. All right, we ain't seen nobody go to the cash register and cash out though. Moving on. So then Tisha finally arrives after being late all the damn time, per usual, okay? And says that Destiny asked Kimmy about why didn't she ask her to join the couples trip, okay? And that she thought that they were in a good place, and she was, just like, what's up with that? Why you ain't invite me? Why you didn't invite me? So Kimmy says to Destiny, well, I didn't know that you were dating or serious with anybody, to be even inviting you, because you don't tell nobody nothing and you don't talk about nothing in your life, which we've been saying, okay? Hello, everyone joining. Thank you. All right, and so she said that we don't be knowing nothing. And then Destiny responded by saying, I'm just not ready to talk about it. Well, why the hell are you asking somebody to invite you somewhere when you don't want to talk about who you're being, trying to invite yourself to come and be in the group with? They're like, okay, why you don't want to talk about your life, but then in the next breath, you want to be talking about why somebody didn't invite you nowhere. It's given very much psychotic, okay? Like, yeah, get it together, girl. Get it together. So then Tisha, in true thick tongue fashion, asked, okay, when are we going to meet? When we going to meet him? That's her ask. When we going to meet the new boo? Okay, that's Tisha asking Destiny. Okay. So Tisha's just like, we just need to have a barbecue. Okay, we know someone that can we know somebody that barbecues. Okay, she's jokingly talking about LaBarrick. Okay, which then Destiny kind of give her the look like, no. All right, so and then like I said, y'all know good and damn well LaBarrick is not trying to bring so much as a spoonful of barbecue to be trying to give to Destiny, because he is not feeling her ass. He's not trying to, because y'all know he make a good little coin off his little barbecue business, but he ain't trying to bring so much, like I said, as a spoonful of damn barbecue for Destiny to be trying to feast her chunky ass on out here. No, he is not. But all right, sis, we'll go with it. So, yeah, and her stank ass attitude. All right, so then Kimmy says, I'm not sure about why Destiny is so tight-lipped. She goes in her confessional, and this is what Kimmy says. I'm not sure why Destiny is so tight-lipped. Says that she's very tight-lipped about her divorce. She's tight-lipped about her troubles with Madani, as well as this new boo. Like, why she don't want to talk about her stuff, okay? Which we all know to be true. Destiny talks about nothing, but is in everybody else's business talking about what they have going on. And we, like I said in my live last night, we are still trying to figure out why she don't like to talk about herself. Maybe she has some skeletons that she don't want out there, okay? And that's just gonna make Caramel just want to dig even more, okay? Yeah, yeah. So then Kimmy mentions that having a trip next time with the couples to do something fun versus sitting around in like a little counseling sessions with the couples, okay? And which they all agree. It's like, yeah, that sounds like a good idea. We should do that. All right. So then Destiny has a confessional where she mentions that she does have a new man, and even though she's been very tight-lipped about it, that she would talk about him in due time. Which by then, bitch, we don't care by then. Okay, we don't care by then. We don't care now. All right. Moving on. Like, we don't give a third of a damn about who this new guy is, Destiny. Okay, we don't give a third of a damn. All right. Yeah. So then Kimmy, in true messy form, then brings up a conversation that she had with Melody, okay, about Melody spilling tea on Martell, and of course the wide-backed Melnika with her fraud ass, all right, sleeping with Martell and having this alleged affair. Okay, then on goes and shows a replay of the conversation between Kimmy and Mel when they discussed Melnika and Martell having this affair, and how Melnika used to be the wedding planner for Melody and Martell, and how she quit a couple weeks before their wedding after she told Melody that Martell was out here having an affair and was asking about one of her friends as to wanting to try to mess around with them too. Okay, so yeah, I was just like, ugh. So in that conversation, Melody mentions that Martell was having relations with Melnika, as I said, and that Melnika was their wedding planner and told Melody not to marry Martell because he was cheating on her, all right? And then Destiny, of course, she's standing there and she's soaking everything up, all the information, and preparing her wide bass mouth ass to be going back and telling Martell everything that was going on, All right, and so then Destiny says that she don't believe anything or any rumors when it comes out of Melody's mouth at this point. She's still coming for Melody. Meanwhile, Melody is paying her dust. All right, yeah. So then Kimmy mentions that Melnika showed up in Atlanta with Martell during his incest, and I'm gonna call it incest. We know it's INS, but his incest wine debut. And Kimmy asked Destiny if she knew Melnika. Okay. Yes, wet, wide bass mouth, honey. Yes. So then Destiny says that she knows Melnika very well since childhood because they went to school together, and that she and Martell and Destiny were all good friends back then. All right. Now, we all know that Martell messed with Melnika, I'm going to say allegedly, according to the upcoming episode, all right? And the fact that he's been a little thought from back in the day, all right? So those bumps go way back. Those bumps go way back, and I'm willing to bet that, yes, Melnika has had a taste of the bumps, all right? Because they go back, like I said, all the way back, baby, like 2 flats on a Cadillac, all right? Okay. So then Destiny changes the conversation and mentions yet another relaunching for Madani. How many relaunches have we had? How many times are you going to launch this damn Madani, okay? How many times? We want to know, girl, like how many times are you going to open and or close Madani? Girl, she has had too many damn relaunches. Like, how are you doing a relaunch on your relaunch? Like, we trying to figure that out, Destiny. Moving on. All right, so. I said, Lord, the damn store don't stay open unless the cameras is there. Like, Jesus, do it take the camera stand out there 24/7 before you can keep your store open, girl? That's what we want to know. Child, Love and Marriage Huntsville, y'all just stay on the Madani lot so that Destiny store can stay open. Because it's looking like she can't keep the store open unless y'all are there. All right, let's move on back to this time. All right, so then Kimmy asked Destiny who is invited to the relaunch. All right, Destiny with her bulged eyes. This is her, okay, in true scary form. And she's looking like, huh? Like, who was invited? Kimmy asked, was Melody invited? And jokingly mentions that she may want to have security there if Melody comes with Stormy, okay? Because y'all know how that whole situation happened the last time at the Galentine event when Mel and Stormy came together. It turned out to be a huge situation as to where Destiny almost got into a physical altercation with Stormy. And then she was also lashing out at Mel. So y'all know when the two of them show up together, it's going to be some damn drama. All right? So then Destiny rolls her eyes and says that she's used to Mel always saying stuff and keeping stuff going when it comes to Martell. It says that, girl, you would think that Destiny was sleeping with Martell, you know. Yeah, the way that she goes hard for him. That's my thoughts. That you would think that Destiny goes so hard for Martell because she might be getting her little something on the side. She might be sharing the bumps with him too on the side, the way she be going so hard for him. I was just like, girl, you might want to climb on down up out of his ass too. Like, it's safe, girl. Come on down. Like, climb on down out of Martell's ass. It's safe to come on down, girl. Okay? Next scene. We moving on through this thing, y'all. So next scene, Marceau, Lewis, Maurice, and Martell show up at this pool hall. Okay? And the pool hall is called Good Times Billers. This is a place where they go shoot pool, get drinks. You know, a place for the fellas to go and hang out. All right, so of course, Martell arrives late, child, in his Uber truck. Maybe he was out picking some people up, you know. Like I said, his Uber truck, child. Maybe he was downtown picking up some people, you know, in his Uber truck to get them where they needed to go while he was supposed to be meeting up with the fellas. All right, so so the guys are having a casual conversation and then discuss the retreat, asking why Lewis and Tiffany left early. All right, Marceau, of course, came for Lewis and jokes about them not being able to take Dr. Francis and what he had to say about them and their marriage, okay, which everybody know that's why they left. I don't believe Tiffany had no speaking engagement. I'm just sorry. So then Martell finally arrives after picking up people in his Uber truck, all right, and he overhears them talking about the retreat, all right. So then Maurice then asks Martell, don't you miss going to couples things with us, Martell? Okay. And then Martell, like I said, he shows up. Let's back up a little bit. Martell shows up with like only 2 buttons. He had on like this collared shirt and only like 2 buttons buttoned up, all his chest out. I'm like, why is you showing up with all the fellas with all your titties out? Don't nobody want to see that. Like, where you just coming from with all your titties out with only two buttons buttoned up on that tight ass shirt you had on, Martell? Child, I was just like, boy, if you don't button up that damn shirt out here with your damn titties hanging out here at the pool hall, Martell. All right, so then Martell, he responds after Maurice asks him, don't you miss going to couples things with us? Martell responds by saying, since he's single, he don't get invited to couple stuff anymore, okay? In all that nature, you know. You know, he had to add that at the end. In all that nature, you know. That's his favorite thing to say. So then Martell then asked the fellas how'd it go, like how the couples retreat go, and how did Tiffany like the retreat, okay? And they're preparing to get ready to shoot pool. So then Lewis explains that that he feels that Dr. Francis went in a little bit too hard on Tiffany the first 5 minutes into the session, and that he did not like that. All right. So then Martell kind of looks puzzled, like, huh? All right. So then Maurice and Marceau was cheering on the fact that Dr. Francis was going in on Lewis and Tiffany. All right. And everybody was laughing, of course, except Lewis. Like, he wasn't feeling. He was looking at them like, I don't think that shit funny. So then Lewis says that he finds it hard to take any advice from Dr. Francis because of his delivery, all right? Which is why we know why him and Tiffany left early, all right? And they didn't give anyone else a reason as to why they were leaving. They don't call back and they don't agree to, hey, this is the lie that we getting ready to tell them. Let's roll with it. That's what I believe, all right? So then Marceau says that he and Tisha have never faced any adversities in their marriage. And I'm just like, boy, shut up that line. Like, shut your ass up with all this lying, Marceau. Then he says that what they have going on just works for them, and that's all that matters. And I'm just like, no, it works for you because you are the one that dictates everything in the marriage. Tisha just goes along with it for the sake of not getting yelled at and sent back upstairs, as we've already seen on the show. Okay? Yeah. So, yeah, y'all. So, all right, so then Lewis says that Dr. Francis needs to look at things from a different view instead of beating him and Tiffany down, all right? But my thing is this, it's okay for you to be beating people down and or speak on their marriage and tell them what they're doing and or not doing when you barely know them, Lewis. So when it's done to you, you can't take it. So Lewis, like I said before, comes off as the type of person who can dish it out, but he cannot take it. And he takes no accountability. And Tiffany has that same attitude where she takes no accountability, but they are quick to pick other people apart and cannot take it when that same action is done to them. All right. So then Maurice then asked Martell, do you miss couples therapy? All right, which I don't even think his ass ever been to couples therapy. I mean, if he did, we can't tell just from the mess that he's been doing, okay? And the reason that they got divorced in the first damn place. All right, so then Martell responds by saying, actually, I want to be married again. And everybody starts looking like, what? He says that I miss having a woman by my side when I go somewhere. He says that he misses that he said that he misses what he had in his marriage. He said, but he's not trying to wait 5 or 6 years from now to be married again. He says that he loves marriage and that the next time he would cherish it and not mess it up. Okay, and this is my whole take. At the end of the day, you do not cherish your marriage. You do not respect women. You are not ready to be married to nobody because you don't have yourself or your life together, Martell. All right? You're still not stopping messing with Ariane. You're still messing with her on the side. Okay, when she threatened to go down there to child support, you go over there and you give her the D to shut her up. So you're not done with her. You're not ready to move on with nobody else because you still have other baggage in your life that you have not stopped dealing in. Okay, you still being petty. Okay, you still coming for your kid's mother online. You still wearing those same ass funky ass brown penny loafers that we saw on this episode with no damn socks, where we can smell them shoes through the damn screen. Okay, right. Your finances are not together. Okay, so you are not ready for a wife. How are you ready for a wife when you don't have yourself together? That's my question. Okay, so you're not trying, and you don't have anyone in your life to show you how to be a man. And at the end of the day, he's tired of not having someone there like Melody who was giving him everything and doing everything for him. That is what he's tired of. Now that he's by himself, he's having to do everything. If he gets hungry, he has to go cook and or find him something. When his clothes get dirty, he has to wash them. Everything that Melody was doing, he now sees while he's running around telling everybody that she was so lazy. He now sees that Melody really was doing some things for him and that he was doing nothing. Okay? Yeah, and still switching around here in them tight-ass Easter shorts and Easter pants and wearing little tanks, tight-ass jeans around here, about to bust up out of those boys, all right? So, Martell, you need to go sit your ass down somewhere talking about you ready to get married again, because we all know, everybody with eyes can see, that you are not ready to be married. You're just not ready, Martell. All right, so next scene. Mel and Martell are at Martell's Airbnb that is rented by OWN so that he would have a place to film. Yes, I said it, all right? Now, the kids are with Martell that week. It is his week with the kids. They're outside playing upon Melody pulling up in her G-Wagon, and I'm here for it. Yes. All right, so then Mel comes in. All the kids come in, Martell come in. So Mel comes in. She already says that this is her first time ever coming over there, all right? So she stands in the doorway versus going into the living room and sitting down. And Martell is like, hey, what you doing, Mel? Come on in here and sit down. And Mel's like, okay, you know, I just wasn't going to come in here and just sit down. This is not my house. So she obliges, like I said, and she sits down. The kids are there. They're sitting around with them. And Melody asked them to go into another room because she wanted to have a serious conversation with Martell. All right. So before the kids leave out the room to go into the other room, their little girl, Boss Baby, which I think is so funny. She's so damn grown and so cute. She says, but mommy, don't you live here too? And Melody was like, yeah, no, I don't live here. You know I don't live here. That's what she told her, which I thought that was so damn cute. I said, that damn Boss Baby, she be on it, don't she? So then Mel brings up the fact that Wanda was questioning the paternity of Sugar Mama. Y'all know that's been an issue, all right? Since Wanda's out here saying she never spoke on anybody's kids, and that's not what she does. She did a whole interview with Marcella Speaks saying that she don't talk about people's kids, and we've seen it on the show, okay? When they had Jalen's whole little graduation party, when Martell got into it with Wanda and was all up in her face, and he damn near pushed her Michelin built by his ass down out there in the parking lot because she was talking about his kids. She was talking about the kids' hair, talking about how Tisha and Marceau's kids have pretty hair and that Mel's kids don't have no hair and that they jealous of their kids. Yes, she was talking about the kids. Now, once again, she's talking about the kids as to say that Melody's youngest daughter, Sugar Mama, is possibly not Martell's. All right, and I actually saw the live where she was talking about it. Wanda said that she actually has proof of who Sugar Mama's dad is, that she had a picture of it, that she was going to expose it, and that she knew the man, all that. She went all into detail saying that she knows who this man is, that is Sugar Mama's daddy, and that it wasn't Martell. I was just like, oh, you went a little too far, ma'am. All right. So then they showed a flashback, like I said, of Martell confronting Wanda about his kids at Jalen's graduation party. Okay. All right. So I was like, Wanda and her messy leather-faced ass and her Michelin-built body, scraped-up lip ass, stay talking about people's kids, but then always comparing Tisha's kids to other kids because they have long hair. That don't make you. That's very materialist. That's just too much. Just because Tisha's kids have long hair does not mean that they are better than anyone else. Hair does not make you. Hair, people cut hair and it grows back. That does not make you. Hair, long hair does not make you. All right? Right. So I was just like, Wanda and Tisha would feel bad if Melody or Martell spoke on Tisha's youngest daughter. And I don't want anyone to take this as me talking about someone's child, but if Melody was to flip that thing and say something about Tisha's youngest daughter who has a speech impediment, and she does, I've seen it on the show, they would be coming for Mel as to say, oh, now she's talking about somebody's kids, and oh, it's so wrong for her to be doing it. When at the end of the day, you know, children are children. Why bring them into adult situations and pull out little simple things as to say that a child is jealous of another child's hair? Kids don't think about stuff like that unless it's planted in their heads by an adult. Okay? Tisha needs to check her mom and let her know, hey, you need to stand down. Take your ass back down to the Bessemer and sit your ass down on that, we already talked about it, that funeral home furniture, and go and reflect, honey, on your life and stop being in everybody else's damn business, stirring up drama. Okay? Down there with the damn Bessemer hillbillies. That's where her ass need to be. Take your ass on back down there, Wanda, with the Bessemer hillbillies and stay out of people's business and stop mentioning people's kids. All right? So then Martell asked Melody if she had Wanda's phone number to call her to discuss the situation of her speaking on Sugar Mama and saying that Sugar Mama was not Martell's. Melody said she did not have Wanda's phone number, and Martell said that he wanted to talk to Wanda. He said, but he'd rather Melody talk to Wanda because if he spoke to her, he said that he would be too upset and things would go all the way left. So Melody said, no, hey, I will speak to Wanda. I will deal with it. When I see her, I will have a conversation about this with her. Okay? Now, so then Martell says to Melody, he says that we're not divided when it comes to our kids. And I've said to myself, oh, really? Because most recently, why did you take her to court, Martell, to be trying to get full custody if you're not so divided? Why are you telling everybody that she has 20 babysitters? We'll go with it, Martell. All right. But I will say in that particular scene, it was good to see that the two of them could sit down and not be arguing back and forth. And they actually were smiling. They actually had an adult conversation where they could talk about their kids for the first time in a very long time without it being, you know, so over the top and the two of them yelling back and forth to where somebody is actually peeling out of the yard mad and ready to go off on each other. So that felt good for them to be able to sit and talk. Martell was smiling at Melody. Melody was smiling at Martell. So it was a whole different vibe as to what we've been seeing prior on Love and Marriage Huntsville with the two of them. Okay. Yes. So then Mel agrees, and Martell then says that he appreciates Mel's efforts to co-parent better with him. All right. Yeah. And I was just like, yes, Martell, everybody is not as petty as you and as immature as you. So yes, Melody, yes, she can't swallow her pride after all the bullshit that you put her through to try to co-parent with you. Because what else is she going to do? Okay. All right. So then Mel says, speaking of co-parenting, she says, I'm planning a trip to Destin, Florida. She said, I think that it would be really nice if you could come, you know, on this trip as like like a little co-parenting trip, because this is, you know, every year they would take the kids to Destin. And since the two of them got divorced and went their separate ways, things just kind of was not going in that direction. So Melody sat there and asked Martell, hey, I'm inviting you to come on this trip. What do you think? Do you want to come? Martell immediately starts smiling, and in his crazy mind was probably thinking, oh, this is Melody's way of, you know, trying to get back with me or trying to reconcile. And I told y'all before on another live that he was going back telling people that he and Melody actually did reconcile since he went on this trip to Destin with Melody and his mother and kids. So he reminiscing and thinking, hey, oh yeah, this is our time to get back together. I'm about to sleep in the bed with Melody. We about to do all this stuff together and be a family again. When she was just like, no, it's just a co-parenting trip so that you can be around the kids, which is, you know, that's something that they're used to because this is something they do every year. So Melody wanted to keep that momentum for the sake of the kids and or the family, okay? So like I said, Martell, he sat there looking like, oh, this might be some hope to the marriage. Like we might be about to get back together. And Melody was just like, you know. But, okay, next thing. So Destiny is at her home with baby Law, all right? And she's at the home that she no longer lives in, let's put it that way. That Melody loaned her the $6,000 to pay her utilities in. She's at that home, okay? Yeah. All right, so then Destiny starts out by saying she's in a confessional where she says that that she has been through hell, that she's been in a nasty divorce, and that she's had issues with Madani. And I was like, of course you did, because you weren't paying your employees. Of course you had issues at Madani. And then she says that that she and that she's having co-parenting issues and all these situations with COVID, all right? And I was just like, yeah, and you have issues with being on the show with those fake Louis bags, but we'll talk about that on another live, girl, all right? So then Destiny is on the phone with her assistant, all right, that she probably hasn't paid yet either via FaceTime, all right? And I'm just being messy when I say that. Yes, y'all know she has all these people that she implores that she does not hype, that she does not pay. So she has this assistant. I'm like, if you're having all these financial difficulties, what you doing with an assistant? What are they assisting? Because Madani is not open, but we'll go with the girl, all right? So while baby Law is acting wild and violent, just like Ariana's son, baby Knox, he's hitting Destiny in the head, trying to pull off her musky lace front wig while she's on the phone talking. All right, and then Destiny is trying to stop him, but I'm just like, damn, baby Law got hands for Destiny. Like, he got hands like little baby Knox. I was just like, oh, they must play together. They must have had some, they must have been playing together and been around each other, because I be doggone if baby Knox ain't done show baby Law them hands, because he had hands for Destiny, baby. He about ripped that lace front clean up off her head while she was talking. And I'm talking about he done came up and climbed up on the back of the couch and done just, gave her one of them. I was like, oh, Jesus, somebody get the child, because he about to, ooh, child. I said, Lord, they done had too many little play dates, baby, because baby Law, he got them hands, just like little Knox. I was like, ooh, child. But Destiny says that she has since she's opened Madani 6 days a week. And I'm just like, the lies, girl. The lie. How's you doing a whole relaunch and then now all of a sudden you got the store open for 6 days? Oh, girl. Okay, girl. Okay. Okay, and I'm just like this. Hey, for those of you that want to go look at the reviews, you can go on there and see clearly that people have said that they have stood out there for an hour. They have been there, they have left and come back, and the store is still closed. But we'll go with it again, Destiny. With all these lies that you want to do, girl, as to say that the store been open for 6 days out of the week when we know it's a damn lie, okay? Yes. So, now, after the call with her unpaid assistant, yes, I said it, Destiny's so-called dude that she's seeing calls her, all right? Now, her new dude's name is Moses, okay, like Moses in the Bible. And no, he did not part the Red Sea, but he did appear to have parted her legs because the way she was sitting there smiling while she was on the phone talking to him was a clear indication that he had already been in those guts. Yes, honey. So, he was basically calling to let her know that he would not be able to attend Destiny's relaunch for Madani because he had a funeral to attend. And I was just like, yeah, okay, Moses, you don't want to go to this fake ass relaunch because you do not want to suffer the embarrassment with Destiny and this damn relaunch once again, because you know that this whole damn store is a bunch of bullshit. So he don't want to be there and be going through all that. Just like, hell no, I got a funeral that I got to go to. I ain't gonna be able to make it, girl. And yeah, next time don't look no better either, okay? So Destiny tells Moses that she has her ticket to come and see him in St. Louis. He is from St. Louis. He lives in St. Louis. So they are having a long distance relationship. All right. She says it also on the show. All right. So then he says that he misses her and they're calling each other baby. And they also end the call by saying that I love you. So this seems like it's something that may be pretty serious. I mean, if you're telling each other I love you, it's a little bit more than friendship, I think. But yeah. So after the call, Destiny says that Moses, which she calls him, you know, she calls him her guy friend, but she also called him babe, all right? That she's known for 13 years and that the relationship, like I said, is long distance because, and I was just like, because he can't take her nasty ass attitude. That's why the relationship is long distance. Like he can probably just take Destiny in doses because 1 minute she's one way and then the next minute she's, you know, with the big eyes, with the damn attitude and the damn neck rolling. Like her ass is out here, you know, on the cold. Yeah, I'm gonna say that. I hear acting like her ass is on the cold. All right, so then Destiny describes Moses, her new dude, as an alpha male, and she's saying that she is an alpha female. All right, and I was like, all right, girl, we'll go with it. We'll go with it. I was gonna say an alpha food, but we'll go with it, Destiny. We'll go with it. Okay. All right, so next scene, Martell pulls up in his Uber truck, okay, to this place called the Wine Pack, honey, where they serve and sell wine. It's a black-owned wine business where they sell and serve wine, all right? So he's there to see if this place could possibly try selling his wine and carrying it in their store, all right? So he invited Destiny to join him. Y'all always say Uber truck because he drive that big-ass truck. It looks like an Uber truck. That old-ass Chevrolet truck. All right, so, yeah, so he's trying to get this place to actually sell his wine. So, like I said, he invited Destiny to join him at this particular place, and she is late, mind you, and he actually mentions that. He said, I invited Destiny to come and be a support system for me for, you know, me having this conversation with them about my wine, but she is late as hell per usual. So, all right, so then the owner of the store samples the wine and says that she likes the wine, all right? Martell the whole time is looking at her like, oh, God, I hope she liked the wine. I hope she liked the wine. I hope she liked the wine. All right, so she says she likes the wine and would possibly, you know, sell the wine in her store. Destiny finally shows up to the wine store, all right, with Martell. Martell introduces her to the lady that owns the store and her husband, okay? All right, so then Destiny, they excuse themselves because the wine owner of the store, she actually has to take care of something else, which then opens the door for Destiny to pull Martell to the side to have a personal conversation with him and to catch up with him. And I'm just like, why you need to catch up with him when you talk to his ass probably every day? Okay, I'm sure you calling him every day to tell him something about Melody and or something about somebody else's business. So while she's talking about, oh, we need to catch up, I think you already caught up. Okay, so let's move on. Martell then congratulates Destiny on her song on 10, all right? So, steady gaslighting her per usual. I'm just like, we all heard the song. It's a hot damn mess. All right, so then Destiny invites Martell, tells Destiny that he is, wait, let me back up. All right, so, All right, so then Destiny invites Martell to her relaunch of Madani, okay? All right, so then Destiny says that she has hired new staff, and I already said who ain't gonna get paid. Why is you steady hiring all these people that you know you not gonna pay Destiny? She's talking about she done hired a whole new staff of at Madani, okay? And she's got this whole relaunch coming up. So I'm just like, girl, you steady kicking out more money that you don't have. All right, so then Destiny mentions Moses, her new guy, to Martell, saying that she's known him over 13 years, and that when he found out that Destiny was divorced, that he told her that he couldn't let her get away this time. So I don't know if Destiny might have been probably messing around with this dude per her divorce to LeBaric. I don't think that she's been telling everything. I think there's a little bit more to this situation with this whole Moses guy, okay? And Martell was kind of looking like, okay, when she said that, all right? So then Martell then asked Destiny if she was going to invite Melody to the relaunch of Madani. And I'm just like, why the hell do you care, Martell? Why do you care if she invites Melody or not? Like, I feel like he just want Melody to be everywhere that he is so that he could sit back and kind of just stare at her and realize the fool that he made of himself and the fact that he lost her. He wants Melody to be in the room with everything that he does and with everybody that he hangs with. If somebody's having an event, he asking them, oh, are you going to invite Melody? Why do you care if Melody is going to be there? Melody has her own thing going on. Like, ugh, he gets on my nerves with that. So upon Martell asking Destiny if she's going to invite Melody there, Destiny responds by saying, I invited people who wanted to be there. So she was indirectly saying no, all right? So then Martell says, so you're not inviting her. So he's still on that. So you're not inviting her. And I'm just like, I'm steady saying to myself, Martell, why do you care? Why do you care? Destiny then says that she has not spoken to Melody since the whole Galentine event. That was whole last season, okay? Says that she has not spoken to Melody since the entire Galentine event that they had. All right? So I'm just thinking, why would Melody speak to you when you have been speaking of her? She don't have nothing to say to you. She has, and she's made it very clear to you that you guys are not friends. You continue to keep her name in your mouth. You've been on social media talking about her. So why would she be trying to talk to you? Okay? So then Destiny says that it's not the time or place to be having drama or discussing things because we're not in a good place. Okay? So then Martell just kind of let it go. Okay? As to her inviting Melody. So then Destiny discusses the conversation about Melnika messing with Martell. She couldn't wait to get that part of it out. Okay, she could not wait to tell Martell that, because y'all know she sat back the entire time that Kimmy was talking about this situation with Martell and Melnika, soaking it in so that whenever she saw Martell, she would be sure to spill them beans. Okay, so then Martell immediately denies it and says that Melnika is a happily married woman. Okay, and I'm just like, yes, she's happily married now, but they were saying that the two of you were messing around way back when. So he didn't address that. He just threw out the fact that Melnika is a happily married woman now. We're not talking about now, because when Melody said that they had slept together and or had some type of sexual relationship, it was back then. So Martell didn't really address that head on. He just came out to say that, oh, Melnika is married now. Well, we know she's married now, and you don't have a problem with messing with people that's in a different situation, Martell. Yeah, you don't. So then Destiny says to Martell, she said, I'm just telling you what's being said by Melody. Okay, like I said, she stays checking for Melody and or running her mouth and running back and spilling stuff. And then you wonder why Melody don't want to have nothing to do with you and or talk to you or fool with you, because you steady keep up the BS. Why are you running back being a bone collector and soaking up stuff that people have to say and keeping Melody's name in your mouth and then mad because she don't want to be friends with you? You're pressed about her not being your friend, but then you're more pressed about keeping her name in your mouth. Yeah. So then Martell says to Destiny, he said, I know sometimes Mel be starting stuff, but I'm not going to take the bait this time, okay? And I don't like the way Martell feeds into the BS with Destiny when she starts to talk about Melody, okay? Because it comes off as being very two-faced. 1 minute you in Melody's face smiling, Martell, because you want to co-parent better and you want to be in a better space with her, but then you get with Destiny, who is the op, as we now know, and you talk junk about Melody to Destiny, which you know Destiny is going to run right back and say something is going to get back to Melody, and you're going to be in an even worse place than you are now with Melody, because you know Melody does the cutting off when you get to doing that mess. Okay? Yeah. And that's why he's so mad now, because Melody has now cut him off. All right, so then, like I said, the episode ends there, okay? The episode actually ends there. Now, for the preview for the next episode, which will be episode 4, okay? Martell tells Melnica that there's talk per Melody that they slept together, and Melnica looks puzzled like, But then she looks kind of low-key pissed as well. All right? Another thing that's going to happen in the next episode that they showed in the preview is at the Madani opening, Martell is standing inside Madani with Destiny and Melnica, okay? And Martell asked Destiny, did she go ahead and invite Mel? He's still on that. Is Melody coming? Melody coming? Melody coming? And Destiny sarcastically says to Mel, Martell asked, did you invite Mel? Destiny sarcastically says, Mel, meaning Melnica, is right here. She's standing right here. And Martell's like, no, did you invite Melody? So then Destiny says, with her messy self, she changes the subject and said, oh, do you like the way I painted the cabinets back there black? Do you like the way I painted the cabinets back there black? And Martell is looking like, yeah, okay, bitch. You heard what I said. Like, did you invite Melody? So then the camera kind of pans around and shows Stormy's gold G-Wagon pulling up. And it looks like Melody must be riding with her, because y'all know they always show up everywhere together when there's an event, all right? So Destiny kind of looks up and she gives a look like, oh, hell no. Like, I know good and well they didn't come here, like she didn't invite them, okay? She's looking like she didn't invite them, knowing that Melody was going to be up in Stormy's truck if Stormy came, okay? And then Martell, of course, he was looking like he was so damn happy to see that they had pulled up, okay? Now, Tisha tells Marceau in the next episode that she had already told Wanda that they, meaning her and Marceau, were going to be investing in Wanda's food truck. And Marceau looked very blindsided by that. Okay? He looked very blindsided. So Tisha looked like she kind of jumped the gun and went ahead and told Wanda that they're going to be investing in their food truck. And I'm like, y'all need to be investing in getting y'all damn license and y'all certifications back together, because it's looking like everything has expired in y'all businesses. That's where the focus needs to be. Not on trying to get Wanda $40,000 to be trying to, you know, be out here blowing people's stomachs up with them damn potatoes. We done talked about it. So then also next episode, there are going to be some issues with Miss Van and Marceau, where they're going to kind of be going back and forth. And it's involving Marceau's brother, Mark, who Miss Van used to date. And then Marceau actually posting subliminals online about Miss Van. So Miss Van is going to be feeling away, and they're going to be discussing it and going back and forth. Marceau, of course, y'all know in true Marceau form, he is so damn messy. He stays saying something slick. He needs to stop. He just needs to stop. He's super petty. And then he does it because they keep giving him an audience to do it. He's sitting there talking to Martel and Maurice, and I think Big Lou was sitting there too whenever they were talking about this whole situation with Miss Van and Mark. Like, that has nothing to do with you. Yes, that's your brother, but if he chose to be dating Mel's mom, why are you getting into it? And why are you posting stuff online as it relates to them and their relationship? Okay? Focus on your relationship with Tisha, and keep your nose open to when you smell the bacon when she's cooking it, so you know when to take your ass home. Okay? Yes, straight like that. All right, so guys, that is it for the review, all right, for Love and Marriage Huntsville. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Season 5, Episode 3, okay? Let's say, hey, my girl, Miss Caramel Drag, yeah. Y'all know I got to do a little dragging in there while I'm actually talking about the review. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. For those of you who don't watch the show that wait on my review, I hope that you guys were able to get a gist of what was going on in the show, okay? Yeah, they actually mentioned on the reunion, the last reunion, that they did have a situationship. They said that Miss Van drove almost 8 hours to go and see their brother, Mark Scott, which is who she was actually seeing. Maybe it was a sexual type thing, a friends with benefit type situation, but they did say that she drove almost 8 hours to go and see him. So there was something going on between the two of them. They might not have been in a steady relationship, but they were definitely sound like they were smashing. So get it on, Miss Van, girl. Put your kitten heels on and toot it on up there, girl. Do what you got to do out here in these streets, Miss Van. I feel you, girl. Put your kitten heels on and toot it on up, baby. Do what you got to do out here, Miss Van. I love her. I love me some Miss Van, girl, but hey, do what you got to do, girl. Put your kitten heels on and toot it on up there, girl. All right? So, hey, I hope you guys enjoyed the review. We're going to get off here, all right? Thank you guys for joining. It's Car Chronicles tomorrow, okay? Because I do have some stuff I want to go over with you guys so that we can spill some tea tomorrow, all right? Yes. You know, ain't nobody about to be, thank you, Tire Dancer. Ain't nobody about to be driving no 8 hours, honey, for no friends with benefits. That thing better be, I'm talking about all the way popping. Do you hear me? Oh, child. Child, honey, I'm gonna be home having a Coke and a damn smile. Ain't nobody about to be driving that damn far. Gas is too damn high, honey, to be out here driving, honey, for some friends with benefits. No, ma'am, Pam. No, ma'am, Pam. All right? Yes, so Car Chronicles is usually around, what time do I usually get on? Around 8-ish, 8 a.m.-ish, okay? 8 a.m.-ish, okay? So you guys will see whenever I log on, and it's usually around the same time every morning, okay? And we usually get on there for a good 30, 45 minutes or so and get on there and drag and talk and, you know, about topics. We're going to have some celebrity stuff that we're going to be talking about as well, okay? So y'all have a great Sunday. Enjoy your day. Say they're screaming. Yes, enjoy your day, all right? Eat y'all some good food, honey. It's Sunday. I don't know. Did y'all cook today? Did y'all cook? Get y'all food on, baby. Yes, all right? Love you guys that way. If you did not subscribe to the channel, please go ahead and do it. Also, please hit the like button, all right? Thank you guys, thank you guys, thank you guys. Thank you also for the super chat, the $2.99 super chat. I really appreciate it, okay? Y'all have a great day.